Hi friends, today we will see what results you can expect if the fifth lord in your birth chart is in the fifth house itself or in the sixth house. So we will see that in today's video. So friends, do subscribe to my channel and share this video, and if you want consultation, the number is there in the video description. Friends, now fifth lord, how will you know which planet is your fifth lord? Yes friends, so for that what you should do, you should go to the fifth house of your birth chart. Yes, the fifth house is ruled by which zodiac sign? You should see that. Yes, whatever zodiac sign is ruling your fifth house, you should see who is the lord of that zodiac sign. And that planet will be the lord of your fifth house. Yes, say for example, your fifth house is ruled by Capricorn. Then who will be the lord of your fifth house? Yes, Saturn. Saturn will be the lord of your fifth house. You should see where the planet Saturn is sitting in your chart, in which house of your birth chart, in what dignity Saturn is sitting. That is also very important, friends, to know the situation of your fifth lord. Then you will be able to understand what kind of results the fifth house of your birth chart is going to give you. Now friends, also fifth lord is sitting in which house? So suppose it is sitting in a particular house, it will also influence that particular house of the chart. Now friends, what is the fifth house in astrology? In brief, I will just mention. The fifth house in astrology is the house of your creativity. It is the house of your child. Yes, it is the house of, you can say, your creative power, of artistic talent. It is the house of your skills, because fifth house is third from the third house, and according to the concept of Bhavat Bhavam in Vedic astrology, because it is third from the third house, the fifth house is also the house of skills, the inner talents and artistic talents that you have, that we see from the fifth house, all your skills. Then friends, fifth house is the house of speculation, any kind of speculative business. So business based on speculation, for example, the stock market is connected to the fifth house. Even gambling, sports betting, they are all connected to the fifth house. Then friends, fifth house is the house of Purva Punya also. That is, it is the house of your past life credit. That is, all the good deeds of your past life that are seen from the fifth house. And that is why the fifth house is also, friends, the house of your fortune. Why? Because according to the concept of Bhavat Bhavam, you see, fifth house is ninth from the ninth house. Ninth house, we know that in our birth chart, ninth house is the house of your fortune. Fifth house is ninth from the ninth house. So fifth house is also the house of your fortune. It's very important. Friends, fifth house is also considered to be the house of Purva Sadhana. That is, what kind of deity you should worship in this lifetime. Maybe you also used to worship that deity, you were connected to that particular god or goddess even in your previous lifetime, even in your previous life. So this fifth house is connected to your worship. Yes. So that is why when people want to know which god or goddess they should worship, they look at the situation of the fifth house. They look at the lord of the fifth house. So that also you should look at. So friends, fifth house is a very important house. The natural significator of the fifth house in the chart of the cosmic man is the cosmic man or Kalpurush, the natural zodiac. That is, in the natural zodiac, the significator of the fifth house is Jupiter, and the lord of fifth house is Sun. Why? Because the sign Leo is there. So Sun is the natural lord of the fifth house. So friends, that means you should also look at the position of Sun and Jupiter in your birth chart. If Sun and Jupiter are well placed in your birth chart, then definitely 5th house will give you good results. Now friends, today's discussion is on 5th Lord in the 5th house. Now friends, say the Lord of the 5th house is sitting in the 5th house only, then what kind of results you can expect? Okay, one more thing friends, before going to that I have to mention that 5th house is the house of love and romance, of romantic relationships. So that is very important. 5th house is the house of love and romance. 5th house is the house of prosperity, because Jupiter is this natural significator. It is the house of name and fame, because Sun is the natural lord. It is the house of your name, fame and prosperity, and also fortune, of your faith, worship. It is a very auspicious house. The 5th house is one of the Dharma Trikon houses. We know friends that 1, 5 and 9, these three houses, they form the Dharma trine. The Dharma trine is formed by 1, 5 and 9, houses 1, 5 and 9. And so the 5th house is one of the houses in the Dharma trine. So it is a trinal house. It is called the Dharma Trikon house. Okay, Dharma Trikona house. Okay, so it is so auspicious. Now friends, what will happen if the 5th Lord sits in the 5th house itself? Now friends, the 5th Lord, that means is sitting in his own house. Say if you are in your own house, will you not be more comfortable than if you are at somebody else's house? Definitely, you will be more comfortable in your own house than in someone else's house, because after all it is someone else's house. There you cannot be at home always, but in your own house you can be so comfortable, you can be, and you can even feel powerful because you are in your own house. So similarly, if the 5th Lord is in its own house, the 5th Lord will be powerful, will become more powerful, unless it is afflicted by some malefic planet. Then yes, if it is afflicted, then you need to do the Bij mantra. Friends, 5th house is also the house of intuition, and it is also the house of mantra. Mantra means chanting some mantras, to worship some deity or God, or to connect with your inner self. That is called mantra. Yes, it is a sort of, you can say a sort of divine incantation, or it is a sort of prayer, you can say a small prayer which you go on repeating and repeating. That also is you can say it is a kind of mantra. Yes, and 5th house is also the house of mantra, and you need to do the mantra of that planet which is afflicting the 5th Lord, and you should also chant the mantra of the 5th Lord. Say the 5th Lord is Moon. Say your 5th Lord is Moon. If the sign of Cancer is there, then definitely the 5th Lord will be Moon, and Moon is sitting in the 5th house only. Then you should, and if Moon is afflicted somehow, then you should do the mantra of Moon also. That is Om Som Somaya Namaha. Om Som Somaya Namaha. Or even for Moon you can do Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. That is also done for Moon. Now friends, you should also do the mantra of that particular planet which is afflicting Moon. You should do both the mantras. Then this situation of the 5th Lord will eventually improve, and the 5th house will give you better results. Now friends, 5th Lord is in the 5th house. So now 5th Lord, if it is not afflicted, then the 5th Lord will become powerful. The 5th Lord will be now in a very powerful state. So all the 5th house significations, whatever the 5th house signifies, those things will be felt in a very strong way by you. That is, you will see that, you will be driven by love, or maybe you will have a successful romantic relationship with someone, because fifth lord is in fifth house only. So your romantic relationship will give you a lot of joy and happiness, because fifth house also is a house which gives you happiness, because prosperity and good fortune, they will definitely give you happiness. So friends, your romantic relationship will be successful. It will give you so much of joy and happiness. If the fifth lord is in the fifth house, then what will happen, friends? Your creativity will be even heightened. Yes, if the fifth lord is in the fifth house and if it is not afflicted, and usually if the fifth lord is a benefic planet, if the planet is also a natural benefic, then your creativity will be heightened to a great extent. Yes, now friend, if fifth lord is Saturn, and Saturn is only sitting in the fifth house, then what will happen? It will make you very responsible, no doubt, because Saturn is now in its own sign. So Saturn will, whatever, you will be very responsible towards your child or towards your children. The sense of responsibility or the sense of duty will always be there. But again, Saturn is the planet of restriction, so it may cause some restriction in your creativity. It may cause some delay in some delay in expressing your creative ability or creative talent. There may be some delay. Saturn causes delay, some restriction, some limitation may be there, because Saturn may cause that, and Saturn definitely causes some delay. So that is why if the planet with the fifth lord is sitting in the fifth house, and if it is a natural benefic, then all the positive results, fifth house is anyway a wonderful positive house, then all the good results of fifth house will get heightened. They will be escalated to a great height, and they will give you a lot of name, fame and prosperity in life. Fortune will smile upon you. Yes, friends. And you will also earn, Jupiter is the significator, you will earn prosperity, you will earn wealth. Yes, and everything. I mean, your creativity you'll be able to express your creative talent, your artistic talent, your creative power, you'll be able to express. Fifth house is also, in the very beginning, I had just forgotten to mention, friends, that fifth house is also the house of your education. It is especially the house of high school education or college education. So fifth house is the house of education, of knowledge, of intellect. Yes, so you will be able to use your knowledge and intellect. You will be able to use your creative power to gain name, fame and prosperity in life. So that will definitely happen if the fifth lord is in the fifth house, and if it is not afflicted, it will definitely happen. So friends, if say Sun is in the fifth house, then you may do very well in the field of politics. Yes, you may be a successful politician. You may be, because Sun also represents king. Yes, so you may be at a very high administrative position in the field of politics. It may happen. Or friends, it may so happen that you are soulfully connected to your creative ability, to your children. That also, because Sun also signifies our spiritual desire. It signifies, yes, it signifies actually our spirituality. Sun signifies spirituality. So you will be spiritually connected to your children. Yes, and also maybe to any kind of creative work that you do. Yes, that work gives your soul a lot of joy, because Sun is there, because Sun represents your soul. Yes, so that also we can say, friends. If Moon is there, then you are emotionally connected to your creative power. You're emotionally connected to your children. Yes, emotionally connected. So you'll be able to bring out your emotions very well as a creator. So if moon is there, you can be a very good writer. A very good writer. You may also be a very good singer. Yes, because moon shows all kinds of creativity. Yes, moon will enable you to express your emotions. Yes, so through writing, through singing, you may bring about your emotions. Yes, and if Mars is there, then friends, you'll be very, you will actually have a lot of passion, you will be passionately connected to your creative abilities, whatever creative ability you have, because Mars is the fifth lord sitting in the fifth house. So you will be passionately connected. You will actually be so very enthusiastic about your creative ability, about your artistic talent. Yeah, and you will also be passionately connected even to your children. If any, if you have children or if you have a child, you'll be passionately connected. Yes, and friends, because Mars shows passion, and so friends, Mars also shows discipline. Yes, Mars is also the planet of discipline. So you will be, also, if Mars is the fifth lord sitting in the fifth house, so you can also say that your children will be very disciplined. They'll be very disciplined. So that also we can say. And you will follow your creative aspiration in a very disciplined manner. So that also we can say if Mars is there. And you'll be very energetic, very enthusiastic also in bringing about your creativity to the fore. Yes, you'll deal with your creativity, whatever creativity you have, whatever knowledge you'll have, you will try to bring out that knowledge with a lot of enthusiasm and passion. And you will also have the desire to begin something new, because Mars shows any kind of initiation also. So you will have the desire, actually you will have the desire to do something on your own, to begin something new, begin something meaningful. Yes, maybe some new venture with the help of your creative power, with the help of your knowledge. That also we can say. And friends, suppose you have Mercury there, then you can be a very good comedian also. If you have Mercury there, you may have great comic timing, you may have great sense of humor. If Mercury is there, you can also be a very good writer, you can be a very good communicator. If Mercury is there, that also we can say. And you will be very intelligent. Your intellectual power now that is seen from the fifth house, that will be heightened, because Mercury shows intellectual power also. Mercury is the planet of intelligence. So that also we can say. Then friends, your children also will be intelligent. Yes, they will have great intellectual power. That also. Then if you have Venus, then you will have great artistic talents. You will be carried away by your artistic ability. Yes, you will love music, you will love fine arts, and you will be so creative, and you'll be a musician, you'll be a composer, you may be a singer, a dancer. You may be connected to any kind of fine arts, it could be even painting. If Venus is there, any kind of art, because Venus is connected to all the fine arts. So if Venus is there, so you will in any of the, you could also be connected to any kind of designing, you may be connected to that. So if Venus is there, you will be very artistic, and that will be and you will use your artistic ability, your creative power, to gain prosperity in life if Venus is there. And friends, then let us go to Saturn. If Saturn is the Lord, and if Saturn is there, then as I said, some delay in being able to express your creative power or ability Saturn may cause some delay, but then Saturn will make you very responsible and dutiful towards your children. Yes, and also you will actually even your children may be very, very disciplined. They may be very, very hard working also, if Saturn is the lord of the 5th house. And also education, you will be very serious about your education. You'll be very serious about your education, about your children. You will be serious about your love relationship. If you have Saturn as the lord of the 5th house sitting in the 5th house, means you'll be serious. You will want to you will want that your love relationship should end in marriage. You will be serious about your love relationship, and you will want that eventually you should marry, yes, your partner. So Saturn makes you very responsible, very serious, and very dutiful. That also we can say. So friends, now if Jupiter is the lord of the 5th house and it's sitting in the 5th house, then also we can say that your faith, because 5th house is also the house of faith, so your faith will in the divine energy will be heightened now. Yes, and you will also maybe express your faith in the Almighty in a very creative manner. You'll do that in a very creative manner. You'll express your faith in the Almighty in a very creative manner. If Jupiter is there, you will always be a guru, a guide to your children. You will always give them good counsel, good advice, yes, so that they can be good human beings in in the near future. So you'll always guide them as a guru, as a teacher, if Jupiter is there. And if Jupiter is there, then Jupiter will cause expansion in all the good things that are related to the 5th house. Yes, all the good things, you will find expansion in those areas of your life. Your children also, maybe they will become prosperous in life, or you will gain more and more prosperity because of your knowledge or artistic power or creative skill. You will gain more and more prosperity in life, because Jupiter causes expansion. Yes, so that also we can say, if Jupiter is the lord of the 5th house sitting in the 5th house. And eventually you will see that if Jupiter is in good dignity, the native also will have his faith in the divine energy will deepen further. Like it will go on increasing and increasing. He will have more and more faith in the Almighty. So he will definitely turn towards spirituality. That also we can say. He will follow a very spiritual path in life in the near future, especially you say in the latter part of his life, or in the second half of his life, he will turn towards spirituality. Yes, or maybe after the age of 40, he will definitely do that. So friends, all these things we can say, if the 5th lord is in the 5th house. So I hope I have not missed out any of the planets. Okay, now friends, let us go to what will happen if the 5th lord is in the 6th house. Now this is a slightly tricky position. Now friends, 6th house, what is the 6th house? The 6th house is the house of your daily routine. The 6th house is the house of your service also. The 6th house is the house of that is why it is the house of job. The 6th house is the house of debts, enemies, and diseases. That is why it is called a malefic house also. Yes, one of the malefic houses is the 6th house. So it is the house of your debts, diseases, and enemies. Yes. Now the 5th lord is in the 6th house. 6th house is also, that is why, the house of obstacles. Yes, any kind of suffering that you may have to go through, obstacles, that is also seen from the 6th house. 6th house is also the house of competition, rivalry. 6th house is the house of litigation, is the house of quarrels and fights also. Yes, that is why it also signifies aggression. It is also the house of pet animals. Yes friends, it is also the house of non-profit organizations. So it is the house of selfless service also. So all these things. Now it is the house of health also. Sixth house is the house of health, and hence medical profession is connected to the sixth house. Your health is connected, healthcare service, that is also connected to the sixth house. Now friends, what will happen? It stands actually, the fifth house stands for your stomach, actually the stomach of the cosmic man, and sixth house actually it represents, or it signifies the intestines. Actually the intestinal region is usually signified by the sixth house. Now friends, what we can say, yes, Mars and Saturn, they are the natural significators of the sixth house, Mars and Saturn, and the lord of the sixth house is Mercury in the natural zodiac. So friends, what will happen if the fifth lord is in the sixth house? Now friends, fifth house is the house of your education. So there is an indication that if you are using the energy of the sixth house for your education, then you will encounter less obstacles in the field of your education. So for that you need to use the energy of the sixth house in a positive way. Sixth house is connected to medical profession. It is connected to pet animals. So even veterinary science or medical science is connected to the sixth house. So supposing you are pursuing education in veterinary science, that is, you want to be a veterinary doctor, that is a doctor for animals, or you want to be a doctor, a general doctor, and if you are studying medicine, if you are going to be a doctor and if you are studying medical science, then the obstacles will be less, because medical science or veterinary science, they are represented by the sixth house. Sixth house is the house of health. If you are studying law, sixth house also stands for litigation, law. So if you are studying law, then obstacles, you will encounter less obstacles, and you will be, even if there are a few obstacles, you will be able to overcome them, because you are using the energy of the sixth house in your education. So similarly friends, sixth house, now fifth lord in the sixth house. So that is one particular thing which we can say. Then fifth house, romantic relationship. Now romantic relationship is seen from the fifth house. Sixth house shows quarrels. So there is a possibility that the native might quarrel or might have frequent fights with his partner. That is possible. Yes, that also we can say. Yes, because it is in the sixth house. Sixth house also represents your maternal uncle. Maternal uncle is also represented by sixth house. Then there may be an indication that it is also possible that your maternal uncle helped you in your education, maybe. So if your maternal uncle helped you in your education, then you will encounter less obstacles in education. Yes, or your maternal uncle always inspired you to enhance your creative skills. Suppose you have any kind of creative skill, any kind of creative power, any kind of artistic talent you have, and your maternal uncle has always supported you. Maternal uncle is seen from the sixth house. So then that is a positive thing for you. Otherwise, you go to pursue any kind of artistic talent which you have, you may encounter obstacles, because fifth lord is in the sixth house. Sixth house is the house of obstacles. Yes, that also we can say, friends. Then fifth lord in the sixth house. Your partner may suffer from some disease. That also we can say. Or your partner, you are maybe in a relationship with someone, and your partner has fallen into any kind of debt. your partner has taken some loan, and your partner is in debt. That also we can say. Or because you are in debt because of your romantic relationship with someone. You are in a romantic relationship with someone and you maybe ended up spending way too much. Yes. And now because of that, you are in debt. That also we can say. Yes. So, or the fifth lord in the sixth house. So that we can say that your romantic relationship, yes, has also maybe because of the frequent fights and quarrels, because fifth lord in the sixth house that you have with your partner, that has also deteriorated your health. That also we can say, because of the frequent fights that you have. So that has caused your health also to deteriorate. That also may happen. That also we can say. Or friends, what else we can say? That somebody who was your enemy, finally you end up falling in love with that person. That happens so often. That is shown in moving pictures, in the cinema. We get to see that initially both of them are rivals and enemies. Maybe they are studying in a college or university, they're rivals, enemies. Then finally they end up falling in love with each other. This happens. So this is shown in so many movies. So friends, that also may happen, that somebody who was your enemy turns into your lover. So that is again a positive thing. If the fifth lord is in the sixth house, that also may happen. So friends, all these things may happen, but then fifth house is the house of your prosperity, name, fame. Now you will have to encounter obstacles in the path of attaining name, fame and prosperity, unless you are a doctor, because sixth house is the house of medical profession. Now you're using the energy of the sixth house. Sixth house shows medical profession. Sixth house shows the profession of a veterinary doctor. Veterinary doctor, or a vet, say in short a vet. So sixth house shows a vet or a doctor or a surgeon. Then what will happen? Then your name, fame and prosperity will increase. You will not encounter much obstacles, unless the fifth lord in the sixth house is also afflicted and all. If it is afflicted, then you may encounter the fifth lord is in the sixth house, and if the fifth lord is a little afflicted, then you may encounter, definitely you will encounter some obstacles. Then you should do the Bij mantra. Otherwise, if it is not afflicted, then if you follow the medical profession, if you want to become a doctor or a vet, then you will get very good results, because those professions, or if you become a lawyer also or a judge also, you will get, because sixth house is the house of litigation. So it is very good. If you follow the profession of law, then also you will be able to gain name, fame and prosperity. So because you are using the energy of the sixth house in a positive way, that will happen. Then friends, you should also look at which planet is sitting. Yes, that also will definitely influence the results of the fifth lord in the sixth house, depending on the planet. It is believed that sixth house is a malefic house. So malefic planets do better in malefic houses. It is believed. So if Saturn is sitting in the sixth house, it will give better results, it is believed, because Saturn is a natural malefic. So that also, say your fifth lord, if it is Saturn and Saturn is sitting in the sixth house, then it may give you very good results. You can follow the profession of law, and you can be a very successful lawyer or a judge, even a judge, because profession of law. And if Saturn is in good dignity, yes, fifth lord in the sixth house, and Saturn is in good dignity, then you will do very well in the profession of law. Yes, that also we can say. So friends, you should look at the planet also, which planet is sitting. So 6th house is the house of obstacles, 5th house is the house of your child. So your child may have to encounter obstacles in life. That is something which you can say. So friends, what you should do, you should be very kind to pet animals. 6th house is the house of pet animals. If you're very kind to, and pet animals, to dogs, to cats, and I would say be kind to all animals, even to street dogs. Yes, even to the cats that we find, maybe on the road. So be kind to all animals, to street dogs, cats, to cows. Be kind to all animals. Friends, then your child will encounter less obstacles in life. Yes, be kind to animals. So that is the greatest remedy for 5th lord in the 6th house. You need to be kind to animals. You need to do some sort of selfless service. You need to be engaged in some sort of selfless service. It could be service to the poor and needy, or you may be associated with some non-profit organization. Yes, you may be connected to some non-profit organization, and with an organization, a social welfare organization that works for the upliftment of the downtrodden and unprivileged. Then also the 5th lord in the 6th house will give you good results, and the obstacles will reduce. Yes, the obstacles that you were otherwise encountering in life, those obstacles from your life will slowly be removed. Even your child also will not encounter obstacles, and there will be no obstacles in the path of attaining prosperity and good fortune and name and fame also. If you are kind to all animals, and if you are engaged in some sort of selfless service to humanity. So if you do that, friends, then definitely 5th lord in the 6th house will give you good results. So friends, today it was a very interesting discussion on the 5th lord in the 6th house. I hope I have covered most of the points, and in case I recollect something which I have forgot to mention, then I will pin a comment. Friends, you will find that I have pinned a comment. So that I will do if in case I feel that I need to add something to this video content, then I will definitely pin a comment, and you will please I'll be happy if you go and check that pinned comment as well. So I hope I have not forgotten. So friends, anyway, you know that each house has so many significations, friends. So that's all, and so friends, I hope you liked today's session. In the next session I will or in the upcoming sessions, I will definitely talk about the 5th lord's placement in other houses of your birth chart. So friends, do subscribe to my channel and share this video. Thank you so much.